Tammy went from manual DMs and a 20-step booking process to automation that runs in the background while she lives her life. She tripled engagement, tripled sales, and built a safe community off social media. If you're juggling too many tools, this episode is your sign to simplify.
Hey, Tammy, did you say your birthday was this month as well?
Saturday.
And that is crazy. My wife's birthday is Sunday.
And you just had yours.
Yeah. On the 14th, I turned 54. I can't even believe it. It's like time just keeps flying.
It does.
I'm
it's unbelievable. It doesn't bother, it doesn't hit me until I see like friends' kids that are going to college. And wait, how are they that much older? Because I'm not that much older, right? And so that's when it hits me.
I feel it. Like our daughter is going to be turning 27 in April, and we're like, I feel like things were going like at a normal speed, and then we got into our mid 40s, and it just like rocketed. And now mid 50s, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not having this. Let me go back in a time machine.
Let me go back, right?
But I love that you're here with me today.
Super excited.
Because, okay, so let me give you a little, we have the ability to like reach out and ask you guys, hey, can we have testimonials and things like that? And you've been so gracious with that. But the one thing, being a community person, to be able to share your story and to be able to be like, oh, this is what's going on in my business. This is what's going on in my life. This is what's going on in this economy. It doesn't land as much as when you're having a conversation with someone that you're watching grow or grow their business. So I love the ability for us to do it this way in an interview style. And like, hey, what are you drinking? Like, what's your drink of choice during this call? So thank you again for taking the time, because what we're going to do is take these moments and we're going to snip them up and we're going to share them on our socials. We're going to share them on our website, because your story is important. And everybody that is taking the time to sit with me, we want to get you out there because you're doing remarkable things in your business. But I just like talking to people, and I don't get to do it on any of the calls because I don't get hit with a lot of calls. It's all automation and funnel. So I'm like, I just sit there. I'm like, okay, well, if I could get them on interviews, I'll be able to talk to them. But the first question here, Miss Tammy, what are you drinking?
What am I drinking? Water. I work a 9 to 5 in healthcare as a healthcare administrator. So I'm at work right now. But typically if it's not that, I've got a Keurig close by. So I've got coffee. I'm a hot tea. I love hot tea. I grew up, my grandmother was from Wales. So tea parties were a big deal. And you had to have good tea. So I love a good hot tea, especially this time of year, right? We're getting ready to have a winter vortex hit. And so I'm stocking up on all the things to keep me warm.
I love that. I love tea. Right now I'm on this Rise kick. I don't know if you've heard of the Rise mushroom coffee for your
yeah.
So I've been on it now for 2 months and I love it. And that's what I'm enjoying. So do a little Rise promotion right there. But no, I love tea. I love tea as well. This whole thing is just about getting to know you, right? A little bit deeper. So you just started saying a little bit about what you do, which I love. Is what you do in your 9 to 5 actually what you do in your business, or do they collide now?
I probably use a lot in my business. I am a professional organizer. So I started All Squared Away 3 years ago. And I was in network marketing and working with a business mentor that Jess and Natasha have also worked with. And she said, but what do you love? Like, I know you love this product, but what do you really love to do? What makes you happy? What gives you passion? And my boyfriend was in the background and said, she's the best organizer I know. And we're on a Zoom with 400 people. And I'm like, I'm going to kill you. So she's like, who is that? Bring him on the camera. So this whole conversation started. Well, she said, did anybody notice Tammy's posture change? And two of my friends on there sent me a recording. And I mean, I went from kind of, to leaning in and sitting up straight and just different engagement. And so she's like, this is what you should do. And so kind of helped me get it started. It has totally evolved differently than what I thought it would be. When I first started, I thought it was easy for everybody to get organized. And so I thought most people would not want someone in their home. So I created you doing it. So I created a course. You can do it on your own, which I thought everybody would love, or we do it together digitally, which I have a few of those, or I come and do it in person. And hands down, it is in person that everybody wants. But with once I found out about Self-Made, I've been able to build a community, the automation and things that we can do. I'm doing a 5-day challenge right now just to get my face out there to those leads that I have. We always talk about they need to know you, like you, trust you. So I'm offering an email with some tips and a short video and giving them 5 challenges that they can do in 15 minutes to organize their home. So they don't think of it as so overwhelming. And I can show them, the busy moms, how to kind of break it up, and hoping to get them into my community is the goal. But my goal for this quarter is to get my course out of Teachable and into Self-Made.
Well, I'm here to help you with that. So
yes, I'm so excited. Yeah. So I'll have a list of questions for you next Wednesday. But yeah, that and just really looking at moving my website. That's the next goal. So those are my 2 second quarter goals this year, is to get everything that I'm paying for here and there and everywhere and get it all into Self-Made, because it's just so much easier to have everything in one place than all of this everywhere. And I mean, Teachable went up dramatically this year with no notice. And so I'm like, I got to get my course out of here. I've been talking about it since I joined with y'all. And so now it's like, okay, it's a must.
Now it's time to do it. And I love that you said that you see that huge value in bringing everything into one place, because it can be very costly. And a lot of these companies have increased their monthly or annual subscriptions, and you then fall hostage to it until you realize that there are other options like Self-Made, which actually brings me to, and I have some notes here because I don't want to forget to ask you certain things because they are important as we're going through this. I want you to kind of walk me through how your business really transformed, even if there's small little moments of growth when you became part of Self-Made. What was that butterfly effect when you're in this little cocoon and then you come out, and how has Self-Made helped in that journey?
Oh yeah, that's most recently was the Black Friday Lab. And so last year, Lisa Stein and I did the Reflection Summit, where we partnered, and we had over 400 or 500 women that enrolled. And so that gave us a lead list, right? They attended our live event, or they started following us on social media. So with the automation and the availability of things that are in Self-Made, I was able to start sending newsletters to those contacts and reaching out to them, again, trying to get them to know me, like me, trust me, right? But the big switch for me happened with the Black Friday Lab that I did. I did the Accelerator before that. So I think the 2 of those, which I think now is the Tech Savvy School Beginner.
It is.
The 2 of those combined, it was like that light bulb went off, and it just all clicked for me. But I had, between Black Friday last year before, and Black Friday this most recent year, my percentages of engagement tripled. I had clients I had emails and contacts and leads that became customers. I had an increase in sales this year. Again, that tripled. And so it was really that connection of doing the Tech Savvy School and then that Black Friday Lab together, which just helped me reach people in a different ways I hadn't thought of. And really, I was able to, I had to tweak a few things here and there that I would look at. But really, I was able to wrap gifts, do my Black Friday shopping, all while the automation was automatically sending out emails. And I did a 5-day. So for 5 days, I sent out emails and text messages, maybe 10, 12 times a day that were in that workflow. And I did not have to do any of it manually. There was a couple little things, like I said, that I had to work out and tweak, but for the most part, that all happened automatically in the back end. And I got to continue with life instead of thinking I needed to answer every DM and thinking I needed to answer every email coming in. I didn't have to do that. It was all automated. And then what I did extra was I shared little blips of what people were getting in self-made on social media to say, if you're not on my list, there's still time, and got more people in on that list. And then fast forward from Black Friday till this week, I'm doing my own 5-day challenge. I've not looked at my statistics today, but yesterday's email I sent to, I think it's 450 people in my contact, 452. And I had 50 people open it and click on the link. There were 50 people that clicked the link in my email yesterday. And I've never had that many clicks before. When I saw the number, I was like, right. And so
what's going on here?
I'm like, what's happening?
Hey, quick pause before we continue, because if you're listening to this podcast and thinking, I love the strategy, but the tech still feels overwhelming, you're not alone. That's why Tech Savvy School exists. Tech Savvy School is where entrepreneurs learn how to actually build the systems behind a scalable business. Funnels, automations, workflows, and tools explained in plain language, step by step. No guessing, no duct taping platforms together anymore, just clarity and confidence with the tech that supports your growth. This podcast helps you think differently about your business. Tech Savvy School helps you implement what you're learning. If you're ready to stop feeling stuck on the tech side of things in your business, visit techsavvyschool.com and explore the trainings. All right, let's get back to the episode.
But I've been quiet, except for my newsletter, I've been quiet since the holidays. So and I sent an email saying, the new year didn't start out great for me. Don't know about you. I got sick, and just was real about why I hadn't been around. Didn't make excuses, just said, this is where I've been, and watch your email because I'm starting a challenge. And so I'm doing an email, but with a video in it that they can see my face. They see when I'm talking about organizing as well. And I think, that, again, I learned that from Natasha, putting your face out there and making sure they understand what you're offering. I'm not selling anything. My link is there to take them to my community and my upsell item, but I'm not talking about it. I will on the last day. I'm just giving for 5 days. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm hoping to see, that I'll get some people, because again, like when I first started, I thought nobody's going to want a stranger in their house, which hasn't been the case. People, just so many people. I didn't realize how it wasn't easy for everyone else, because organizing has always come easy for me. I thought it was that way for everybody, but it's not. I have learned.
No, it's not. It takes a certain type of person and that type of brain to just see things that everyone else is like, oh my God, how did you do that? And I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
And so you have a gift, and I am so happy you're sharing it. And I'm so happy that being a part of what we do here at Self-Made turned all those switches in a way that allowed you to reach more people. A couple of things that I wrote down as you were talking: tripled that engagement,
Yep.
tripled in your sales. It was the light bulb for you. It was those light bulb moments.
Yes.
And it took, just taking advantage of that Black Friday Lab
Mhm.
that shifted so much. And of course, all the knowledge behind Accelerator, which is now, our tech savvy school. And those are powerful things. And we love that you were a part of these programs and that you saw the value in those programs. It's like those moments where my question would have been, but you kind of shared, was there a moment or maybe a few moments where something just clicked for you? So I think that question is still relevant, because before self-made and then after self-made, was there a time, Tammy, that it just, you knew at that moment that was such a great decision that now you can actually live and also work on the stuff, right? Work on the new content, work on the engagement of people, work on some new organizational processes that you can bring clients. Was there a moment in this process so far that you were like,
Yeah, for me, it was during the accelerator course when you talked about communities and what was available on there with the course, and what I could build there, because I was nervous, and I guess hesitant is probably the best word, to build a community online on Facebook or social media, because I had seen people lose that. And so I had kind of started down that path, but I'd seen so many things where accounts got hacked or this or that. And so I was really nervous about really jumping in and building that. But with the community here and the way everything stays connected, and when they see me, everything looks similar, is what I think allows people to realize this is the real deal, right? The system allows me to look professional and put together and organized, or whatever that may be, to the client because of how the system is set up, right? So I think of that. And then even when I was doing my challenge, I was like, oh, I need some kind of landing. I went to ChatGPT because we do a lot of that when we do the training. And it said, you need a landing page. And I was like, oh, I need a landing page with an upsell. And I'm like, wait a minute, I already created that. So I went and looked, and I had created it in the accelerator program. So that's the same landing page that I created months ago with no thought of doing this 5-day challenge in 2026. And I'm using the exact same landing page. I'm like, why recreate the wheel, right? Use that. And so I have my similar, link tree type where they can access everything, but this is more focused to my community and the VIP power hour that I have, which is my upsell of some one-on-one time. So it's all done, and so having that there just makes it so nice to be able to go to. And I think having, so much I learn on Wednesdays from the hub Zoom that we do. Even like today, I didn't have a question, but several people had questions that related to also what I'm thinking for down the road. So it gives you the ability to think like I'm doing a 5-day challenge. I think I've done a business plan of what I want to do each month. And so much of that is automation or reaching out to people that I can do through what I've learned in self-made. So,
well, I'm glad the community thing is working out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There's so many.
I got a new member from the Black Friday. I got two new members from the Black Friday, 2 or 3. And then just got a new one from an email I sent out after the holidays kind of thing. So
I love it. Community is a huge thing. And, I think when people get into that real nice flow of interacting in the community, it just becomes such a powerful place for people to meet and get the things and resources and engagement that they need. So I'm so happy. And what you were saying, you just brought up our Wednesday's calls, and that was leading into my next question. My next question was going to be, what felt most supportive for you inside Self-Made?
definitely the Wednesday call for sure. And I have to say, tech support is pretty amazing. It takes a minute to get through the bot to get your human, but I've not had anybody that isn't so helpful. And if they can't figure it out, they reach out to somebody else and then they're like, do a ticket and we'll have somebody follow up with you. The tech support 24 hours is so great because I work, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes I'm late at night and I lose track of time because I'm working on something and I'll go to send a message and I'm like, oh, I probably won't get an answer because it's 10:30 or 11 o'clock, right, on the weekend. And somebody responds and they get on there and are so helpful. So I think that, but I think Wednesdays are definitely the greatest support I've found where I've learned the most. Some things are super easy and some things are a little bit more complicated.
Of course.
Just simple. I asked, why does my Yahoo email that I send out, because I have mine in both so I can test them.
Yeah.
Why does it look different, formatted different than what my Gmail? And Darren was able to answer, that's kind of Yahoo's fault. But it just lets me know. And he said, you probably don't have a lot of people in Yahoo. And I went and looked at my email and he was right. There's not quite, as many in there. So it's just nice to know it's not something I could do differently, right? So the addition of Darren, I think, is great. And having you on there to learn about quizzes and communities and the forums and all of that has been super helpful. So,
well, that's very kind. I'm glad that all of us have our own little special thing that we bring to everyone that is a part of our community and a part of Self-Made. We really love what we do. We really love to help people build their business. So when we hear these things, it just it warms our heart because it's one of those things. We're all entrepreneurs, and you saying about the 24/7 support, it's so true. A lot of us, there are so many people that we have now in Self-Made that they do have 9-to-5 jobs until their business is launched. So for them to be able to still feel that support, no matter what time of the night it is or what time of the day it is, it makes us happy because we know we're supporting you. I got another question for you.
okay.
What are you doing now that you weren't doing before? What is the thing that makes you feel calmer or that's easier or that you have more confidence in now that if you didn't go through tech savvy school or if you didn't have the lab that you might still be kind of, I don't want to say floundering, but maybe not getting it out there the way you are today?
Everything. My business is 100% different. I was manually answering DMs and sometimes missing some, definitely missing comments on social media. I mean, I have TikTok, I have Instagram, I have a personal Facebook, I have a business Facebook.
Oh, wow.
So 4 places where people can send me messages plus, DMs on all of those. So then that's 8 places, right? And so all of that plus emails, I didn't have a automated calendar for people to schedule appointments with me and consultations. I didn't have that. It was sending emails. Are you available here? Waiting for a response, circling back, that kind of thing. So everything was a 20-step process versus there's this system that I have. And I think the automation that I've been able to set up, I talked about with Black Friday and having 10, 15 emails and text messages go out in a day that I didn't have to manually supervise over, or follow up on, right? It was all happening automatically. And I think I'm most proud of and comfortable with my community. I love that there is a place, and I've created this community of women who can come in and share photos of a space without having to worry about being embarrassed
or judged or any of those things.
Can share what works, they can share what's not, they can share where their challenges are. And so the way I have it set up, we have a live training once a month, and then they have 2 weeks to work on things, and then we do a live Q&A where they can, but during that time I can also do touch points in the community. So have a touch point section. I have a getting started section. So anybody hopping in can get in and see what's already happened and get caught up pretty quickly. I love that I have a place where they can ask questions, and it's off of social media where there's this pretense of everybody has to be perfect. I've been able to create kind of a safe place for that. And I love that. I love that it's growing, and I love that they refer to each other. I had a friend say, "Hey, I got your email. Can I share it?" Absolutely, yeah. I know someone. I have a friend who says, "My daughter-in-law needs you, but I don't know how to do that without offending her." And I send her, "Hey, I saw this email. Hey, did you see what Tammy's doing?" That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so there's ways around that where it's not as judgmental as what you sometimes see on social media. So being able to create that for them has been so rewarding, and I just love having that safe place for them.
And I love that you said that, safe place, safe place. I think when we're building anything, especially from a community perspective, that's all we really want is a place for them to come. That's a safe place, non-judgmental, because you're right. Everything on social media is pretty much curated, or it's AI now. And what I find is that people don't want to always see the pretty. They want to feel like I'm not alone in whatever it is, whether it's organizing your home, whether it's managing your family, whether it's personal goals and losing weight. So the fact that you are creating this place for them, that there's no shame, that they can come and say, I can't do this on my own. I don't think the way you do. I need your beautiful brain to come in and help me. A wonderful thing you're doing for people. And I love, love, love that. Love it. I guess my final question for you is, when you look ahead a bit, just a bit, because I know you have a lot on your plate, what's on the horizon for you and your business?
Now, really, it's shifted to grow more virtually. We talked a little bit when we kicked off about birthdays. So I'm grateful to, have another birthday coming around the corner.
Amen.
But also looking at how can I continue to help. I can go to someone's house on a weekend and make a difference, but that's one person. That's one family. How can I reach more people and make a bigger impact? And that's in a community, virtually, right?
Yeah.
So what can I create that is going to reach more people, where I can impact more homes, where I can impact more busy moms, where they don't feel like a failure because the laundry room is a mess. They forget they're chasing 4 kids to different sports and all around, right? So how can I make a bigger impact? And that's virtually. So that's where my community came in. So growing that and then finding other services that I can provide where I can reach more people. That's my biggest goal, is what does that look like? Where it, and of course, it's less burden on me physically, because, like I helped someone unpack a home this past weekend, and it's physical. All my nails are broke. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I love it, but it is a lot physically as I get older. So what are some other ways that I can still do the same thing with less physical impact on me, but more so with the bigger impact and the more families I can reach?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I think that, you're already helping people, and to be able to do it virtually, and your next course, or maybe, hey, listen, the community has go lives. Maybe you do a go live and you use your own home or someone else's home as an example, and you walk through, and then you post that. So it's limitless what you can do. But I love that you want to be out there and impact more lives, and I think that is a really great way to do it. I really do. Wow. I think, as our first interview, I think you're number one, Tammy.
Wow.
Tammy in the first interview, and I loved it. I had fun. It's, for me, it's great hearing how things are evolving for people that we get to see every day build their business. To hear it in such a genuine, authentic way and not curated. And it's just a conversation. And it's two people, talking through how they're moving along. You telling us, all the great things that you've experienced and self-made alone. Like, let's just set that aside. All right. Yes, we're self-made, but let's put that aside for a second. It's just you. It's your growth and how you are impacting people's lives. That's all we ever want. And if we are part of the machine to help you get there, wonderful.
Right.
Just knowing that you are staying focused and you're doing all the things, it just makes us so happy. It really does. I'm really excited to see where this next course goes, that you have our love and support, that our community is only a question away.
Right.
And then, of course, the Wednesday calls. And because you're a part of our different programs, obviously you have access to additional calls. If you had to pick the one program that made the biggest difference, and then the next program, maybe, we have our tech savvy foundations, but as you know, we have our advanced school for even more deeper dives. Tell me a little bit about the one that made the most impact and what you think about the potential of continued support and growth and just learning the beast of GHL.
I think the accelerator for sure is number one that made the biggest impact for me. It just helped me understand. And I think part of it, when I signed up, I did, we build for you. And so a lot of it was already done. I was like, so I didn't have to do that, right? But I also didn't learn it. And I didn't take the time to learn it because it was already done. So the accelerator helped me go back and learn those basics and understand the mechanisms of why it worked the way it did. And that allowed me to think differently, because that's what clicked for me was, I have this built already. I haven't even used it because I didn't understand how it worked. Now I've got that to be able to move forward here, right? And then adding in the labs that I've done, the extra training in the labs, or I try, if y'all offer anything on Saturday, I'm signing up, even if I don't think I need. So I'm super excited to look and see what the opportunities will be in the advanced. Timing didn't allow for me to do this time. So I'm hoping next kickoff I'll be able to look at that and see. But just to be able to see what I can do. So my goal now, like I said, is to take what I've learned and apply it. So, like I did the Black Friday, super, super, super successful, crazy successful. I sent Jess all my numbers. I was like, you're not going to do this. Now doing this email challenge, I'm getting more clicks, right, than I ever had before. So next is taking that course and getting it out of where it is and getting it into self-made, because it's not been touched really over there. And so I think it's just in the wrong place. I use the platform that the person building my website and stuff recommended. I didn't know anything about where courses should go before, self-made was even created. So getting my course over to where there can be eyes on it and how I do that. Because I think there's a whole separate group of people who don't want a stranger in their home that can take the course and put things into place that will help them, that they can do on their own. Some people are like, leave me alone. I just want to know what you're doing, but I don't want you doing it. Everybody thinks their house is the worst that I've ever seen. And it's not. There's only one of those, right? And so I used to get all the time, Tammy, you do these before and after videos, but you never show your clients when they see it. And that was because they're embarrassed. They don't want you to know. I have a few clients that will share their own before and afters, I have one client, whatever I post, she shares, like she believes in me.
Oh,
She buys in, and I work with her every year at the end of the year to get her business books in order, all sorts of things just to help her feel ready for the next year. And so it's people like that I know I'm making such a difference. If I can reach more through this course where I can get more eyes on it in self-made, that's what I see is implementing what I've learned. And then I'm sure I'm going to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I need to learn more now, and then be ready for the advanced. But that definitely that accelerator, and then just everything you guys add, those labs, they're amazing. I told Jess I won't miss another one. If I can make it, my time allows, I won't miss another one. They're so good.
Awesome. Well, we love you coming to them. We love that, these labs are so powerful and impactful. And yeah, when you're ready to get that next course up on your girl, you know that.
Yes.
I will help you as much as you need. We got a lot of great videos in there too. And even in the foundations that you have access to, I think pretty much everything. But just check that out. And then I'm here to ask questions. You come on Wednesday and yeah, be like, sorry, Natasha. Sorry, guys. It's my turn to answer questions.
Your turn. Yeah. I'm like, I need a blueprint on where to start. How do I even begin? All of that.
And don't forget Fridays for TSS. So Fridays is all about Academy. So you need one, like you get me fully on a Friday for the TSS calls, and we could talk all Academy and community as much as you need, as much as you want. So.
Okay, perfect.
All right, my dear. I know you are at work, and I am, again, thankful that you took some time. I really appreciate it. We're going to get this all out for people to see, and I will wish you an early birthday.
Thank you.
On the 24th, I will make sure to hit you up on Facebook as well.
Thank you.
So, but you have a wonderful rest of your day. And thank you again, Tammy.
Absolutely. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I love it. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
If you're getting value from these conversations, don't let this be the only episode that you listen to. Every episode of this podcast is designed to help you build a smarter business, one with real systems behind the scenes, not just ideas, motivation, or hustle. We break down what's actually working right now when it comes to automation, content, follow-up, and scaling without the burnout. If you want to see how all of this comes together in real life, I highly recommend watching the Self-Made Hub demo. Inside the Self-Made Hub, you'll see how entrepreneurs turn content into leads and leads into conversations and conversations into consistent sales using simple automated systems that don't feel overwhelming or cold. You can watch the demo anytime at self-made.biz/demo. Then queue up another episode because the shift doesn't happen from one conversation. It happens when you start connecting all the dots. And I'll see you in the next episode.